Hey Virgo, welcome to your reading. I'm Empress Rose. This general reading, take what works, leave what doesn't. We're going to do 5-card spread. I'm just going to pull them out, read them like a story, okay? All right, interesting break there. Knight of Earth. Oh, slow moving planner you have here. This is, oh, but I love it. There's like a deep interconnectedness with this. There's a lot of wisdom and experience here, but it's a very slow moving plan. It's like it could be like a little bit of a hidden plan. The Knight of Earth doesn't usually, Knights are usually talkative, they say stuff, their throat chakra. This is a throat chakra that through some sort of sense of wisdom and interconnectedness isn't saying very much. There's a plan, we're just not moving forward on it very quickly. It's very slow moving. I want to say really ancient energy, if that makes sense. Ancient energy, it moves in the dark. It's but not in a bad way. It's just like, it's like the mycelium is what's coming here. It's this interconnected communication between all the forest trees and stuff like that, and it's what is it underlying? It's foundation work. It's, yes, it's less talk, more building the foundation behind the scenes. So there's someone here that's building, possibly you, building a foundation behind the scenes, especially since it's an earth sign and you're an earth sign. I think it's you building something, building connections behind the scenes, and not really talking or bragging or announcing what you're doing. That's what I'm seeing here. 6 of Earth, more Earth for the Virgo. So 6 of Earth, it's this give and take. But in this one, it's so curious because one side's, well, everybody's getting what they need, but everybody needs different things. So it's an equal give and take relationship. Typically there's gifts given and received, but it's like what everybody needs is what's being given. There's sort of a giver here that is able to understand the very different needs of different people. So it's an equal give and take relationship. So there's some sort of needs are being fulfilled here, even though, yeah, there are some things that just need the same thing, and there are some just different worlds. And the different, there are like 2 different worlds here. There are 2 different worlds, and the beings or the people that live in both of those different worlds are getting their needs met. So sometimes people from this world can give to the people from this world, vice versa. But there's just this nice equality here. So there's behind the scenes, but there's also like equal give and take, fairness. There's a sense of cosmic fairness. Ace of Water, yeah, everybody's getting the water, right? It's a very moist environment right now. Ace of Water, new feelings are emerging. There's a feeling of peace, and there's a sensation of having your needs met, of being very well supported, and being able to receive new feelings. There's a rainbow in here of like peace. There's a lot of peace. This is a very peaceful, well supported, very peace. The overriding emotion in this card is peace. It's a peaceful experience. Like when everybody gets their needs met, even if they're different, it's a very peaceful experience. It almost reminds me of like an earth sign that's a water bringer. It's like Capricorn energy is what I'm seeing here. A lot of Capricorn energy, because Capricorn's the mergoat. So it's a very emotional, deep emotion. It's mud. It's a mud sign. And so there's a lot of mud here, but it's like really peaceful. Like mud isn't very turbulent, right? It's very placid It's mud. It's gooey. It's sticky. It's not turbulent. So the emotions feel very solid, foundational, really good foundations laid here. And there's peace. There's a beginning that starts in peace. And it's like about equality, about, right? The Six of Earth isn't like, I give you a quarter, you give me a quarter. This is like, hey, I have a bunch of quarters. Do you want a bunch of quarters? Yeah, I need quarters. Do you need, I've got some apples. Do you want some apples? It's just like, yeah, actually, I'm starving. Let's have some apples. Like, there's just this, like, I don't need apples. I've got all the apples I need. So I'm giving them to you. And that doesn't feel like much to me because I have so many apples. You have so many quarters. I sound like an apple vending machine, but you have so many quarters. It doesn't mean much to you to give out these quarters, even though like I need to do my laundry and I'm dying for some quarters for that stupid machine. So anyway, there's like peaceful new beginning based on maybe even a business transaction or something like that. And it's been going on behind the scenes for a while, but there's this really beautiful, again, well supported, after some difficulty, like after a little bit of difficulty, there's this peace that comes in, and it's a newfound peace. It's a returning peace. Peace returns. Yes. Okay, and then we have the Moon card. What? This is so gorgeous, and then somebody gets all up in their head about something. I think there's an acknowledgement of your own shadows. Like every part of ourself has this like other part of ourself. Like, you know, like if you're really outgoing, that's really great. And it's a trait that people love and you're really outgoing. But part of that outgoingness might be having to deal with, you know, people pleasing or needing to deal with aspects of yourself that you don't necessarily like, but are part of the whole thing. It's a coin and it's either side of the same coin. This is reminding me of this a little bit. It's different sides of the same coin. The quarter's got two sides to it. So you're dealing with sort of the tails side of the quarter. So we've got our front facing, our head side of the quarter. This is what we're showing the world. Look how together I am, look how great I am. But we've all got a tail side too. So you're looking more closely at the tails side of this quarter. Like, so it's all looking very peaceful, very equal, but you're starting to really see maybe even parts of yourself that come out in a peaceful environment. Maybe even parts of yourself that you don't really like maybe some, like you're giving me quarters, and I wish I'd made those like $100 bills or something. Let's go back and change the denomination there. But you're giving me quarters, and maybe some of them are a little dirty or a little old, or they're, you know, they've been in the mud. And so there's this aspect of them where you're like not 100% proud of the quarters you're able to give me, or you're seeing them as you're giving them. You're like, oh my gosh, that, no, give that quarter back. Let me give you a better one. You know, it's like, it reminds me of like when you have your favorite TV show and then you want to share it with someone and you're like, oh my gosh, this is bad. Is this bad? I liked it when I was by myself. And now that someone else is watching it, I'm able to see like, oh no, some of the writing is garbage. Some of these characters are terrible. What is this person, what evaluations are is this person making about me because this is my favorite show and I'm sharing it with them and I'm seeing it through different eyes. So that could be what's going on. That's been peaceful, it's been great, but there's some part of it that you're like, oh my goodness, is that really my favorite show? Am I really giving these quarters out? There's some part of, and there, you could be having doubts about this peaceful new beginning. Is it all that peaceful? Am I all that supported? Is this real or is this an illusion? I think that can also come in. Well, that's typical with the Moon card, but the way this one talks about dealing with the shadows. So dealing with the shadows, and shadows are about, you know, the moonlight isn't as bright as the sun. Where am I going with that? It's the shadows in the night. What are they? We turn on the light. Oh, I swept and I didn't put the broom away, and that's just the broom and the shadow it's making. Like, yeah. So just not having difficulty discerning, maybe even discerning this new beginning. And where do we end up? Oh, you figure it out. You've got, man, you're lucky you're not a Leo, first off. But you've got this like, yay, we did it. after a difficult time, after dealing with some shadows and dealing with some darkness and dealing with some uncertainty, yes, there's this big chunk of uncertainty. Is this illusion? Is this intuition? What is going on here? And then, yay, we did it, 10 of water after this all. I mean, there's like multiple rainbows here. There's multiple hummingbirds. There's, I can't even count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 hummingbirds here. A deep emotional, all of this water actually does go to build something, but we have a little storm here. We have a little storm cloud that comes in, and but what it does is it just actually waters the whole garden that we've been watering this whole time. Yay, we did it. I mean, you might have doubts. If you're the knight with this like plan working in the background, you may start to have some, and then it starts to emerge. People are very happy. You may have to, it's like you may have to deal with some doubts about whether you're doing the right thing or whether this is going to turn out the way you want it to. But it's like you're growing something, you're watering something, and then at some point you're like, oh, is it going to come up? Is it going to be okay? And it is. It's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. You're going to have some moments of some doubts. It's going to be like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and then 2. Now we're done. So it's a little bit like making progress on something, a little setback, mostly in your head, a little setback, some doubts, which you should have, and then ta-da, we did it. You get there, you get what you want, you get what you need. It's very peaceful, very happy. It's with somebody. There's a we aspect here, which we already got in 6 of Earth. There's we. So yeah, you may be heading into a new beginning and have some doubts, but in the end, it all works out. So fabulous. Awesome. See you later, Virgo.